Up? It's Three Tone. We are here with episode 4 of Amnesia Late Night Drink, and it is really good. So we are going to see what we have here. Selfishness and knowledge. Let's go knowledge. I like to be learned at things. Yes. See a book of horror stories on a table. Oh, I've read some of these. Wonder if I can find my favorite. Horror story, The Thing in the Woods. Oh, this is a... Oh. No. Oh, how do I go to my... Dire... No. Notes. Okay. Once upon a time, in a small quiet village could be found a small quiet people. The people weren't small in stature, but in demeanor. The very few times anyone would happen to the village, either passing through or perhaps to trade, they would always note the same things about the villagers. They kept to themselves, spoke in short, timid sentences, but above all, people noted that they seemed kind. They welcomed outsiders under one condition: do not go into the woods. Most people wrote off as local suspicion. This was until one day when a young man came to the village. He was a charismatic man that everyone took to. Unfortunately, he was also very brash and ignored the warnings about the forest. He entered the place against the warnings of the local blacksmith, the oldest man in the village, and also the only one old enough to remember what happened the last time someone entered those evil woods. He told the young man that an evil lurked deep in there and would possess and corrupt even the kindest soul, turning him against his fellow men. The boy laughed it off and left to see what wonders the forest may hold. He did not return for 3 nights, during which the blacksmith barricaded his door from the inside and urged the town folks to do the same. Unfortunately, time had faded hard facts into passing knowledge, and then into whispered rumors, and finally into half-believed superstitions. The townsfolk worried about the young man, but partially out of fear and mostly out of disbelief in their own superstitions. They ignored the smith's warning. A third night came, and with it evil. The blacksmith stayed in his workshop, barricaded and terrified, and listened as something entered the quiet villagers and slaughtered everyone within. Then there came a banging at his door. Though he knew it would take more than a man or even beast to break down his door, he was still afraid, until daybreak finally came, and with it the banging stopped. The unfortunate young man, possessed by a great evil, had left the village. However, they say that if you go into that village at night and listen closely, you can still hear him searching for his final victim, screaming madly, "Where's the blacksmith? Where's the blacksmith?" That isn't... Oh, hey! There's a key! Nice! That's a nice... like... Okay, it's not a nice story, but it's a decent story. It's not nice, but it's a good story. It's more what I should say. With 4 similar locks. Okay, where... If I were a key, where would I hide myself? See, we already found one. It's under Jesus. No, it's not under Jesus. Is under, like, behind one of these banners? No. Oh, yeah, nice. Okay. Hey, there's one. Oh, this is gonna be awful, isn't it? Oh, why'd you have to do this to me? Oh, there's one. Okay, one left. Okay, only one left. Where would this one be? Okay, that's dumb. Okay. Well, on the inside cover of this journal, it says Journal of PVT Vincent M. Sanders, or Private Vincent M. Sanders. A particular entry catches your eye. I had the strangest experience. We stopped off in a small village to resupply before heading out in the morning. The locals were surprisingly friendly. After dinner, we invited to what I can only assume was part of some sort of... to a party of some sort. There we go. I was invited to... Okay, most of the men declined, saying the typical macho shit designed to hide how scared they were to try new things. During the party, a pipe was passed around. I didn't find out until later that it contained a local plant called the hachimera. One of the soldiers that came with me speaks the local dialect. From what he could gather, the plant contains properties that allow a person to transcend their physical form and traverse the plane between life and death. Hey, whatever they want to believe is fine with me. All I know is it gave me one hell of a trip. If it wasn't for the damn bag inspections the sergeant does every morning, I'd take some home with me. Hell, I might risk it anyway. Okay. I gotta... Oh, it's just a... Okay. Amongst the piles of seemingly meaningless ramblings, you come across a curious line. Shield, shield, bird, bird. Oh, shield, shield, bird, bird. Oh. You, book, you're what moved. Ah, silly book. Oh, I need to go around. Okay. The silly book thinks it can move on its own. How funny. What is Vincent doing in here? Okay, what? Oh. This page seemed to have been ripped from the journal you found earlier. It's been 24 years since she was taken from me. I'd be lying if I said I didn't try to move on. I'd be lying if I said I ever really thought I could. I don't know how hard it is for other people. I can only venture as to guess at the level of bereavement the average person may feel. For myself, however, something else hangs over me, like an anchor holding down any chance I may have to escape this depression. The Hachimara plant. I have managed to convince myself all the years that what I experienced that night was nothing more than a mass hallucination brought on by a local drug. That the story traditions by the locals claim to have carried for inordinate amount of years, in an amount that made no sense given modern texts on the history of the region, were nothing more than the driveling folklore of a backwards community. The more I think back, the more I want to believe I have chartered a flight to that region. I will gather as much of the plant as I can. It shouldn't be difficult, as the stuff grows all over the region like a wildfire. Once I've returned, I can begin work on extracting the plant into a more concentrated form. I hold the tickets in one hand as I write this. For the first time since I made my decision, I find myself questioning my sanity. Perhaps I am mad. A lunatic so grief-stricken that he's willing to do anything to be reunited with a loved one. I will leave my psychiatric evaluation to whomever someday discovers my journal. Right along with my twitching, drooling body. Besides, what else do I have to lose? Anna was stolen from me, and I abandoned my son years ago in a fit of selfish rage. Anytime I've ever thought of trying to track him down, I've only managed to remind myself how unfit I would be as a father. The handwriting on the rest of the page seems jagged and rushed. I've made up my mind. The alcohol helped me in that regard. I will leave tomorrow. It is raining again. Oh, I picked up a desk key. Oh, the desk key for here, I assume. Picked up peace of mind. Knowledge. Okay, now we're... Ooh, spooky. That is very spooky. Not that spooky, but it's a little spooky. So the plant turned out to be legit. Yes, it succeeded in taking me to the other side like I intended. Then that's what I drank. Wait, why are we being attacked if this is just the afterlife? Are we in hell? No, a place much worse than that. Plant was never meant for this. We're in a place between life and death. Wherein lurk things much older than heaven and hell. Great, I just wanted some vintage wine and I got thrown into limbo. I don't know, I'm just trying to fill in the rest. Okay. Selfishness. Paintings. What? Oh. Okay. I'm just knocking shit over. Peace of mind, selfishness. Okay. I just don't know what to do. I'm at my wit's end. Caring for a child on your own is difficult. And you are in mourning on top. If it is, it's understandable. I'm sorry, my son. We'll make sure he gets a good home. Oh. Seemed like we're ending. I'd rather not talk about that memory. Yeah, that's understandable. Woo! And we're now done with this bit. Where we're going, we don't need eyes to see. Event Horizon. Who's Event Horizon? I'm trying to piece together what happened. You used a mystical plant distilled to a more concentrated form to have an out-of-body experience. But it was far too successful. I never dreamed that such horrors lurked in this void. All the more reason we need to hurry. Agreed. Well, with that, let's end off this episode here. It seems like every two, there's a long one and then a short one. And I think we're coming up on the last 2 or 4. Confusion and anger. There are probably only 2 or 4 left. I don't know. I don't know how many there are per se. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying this series, let me know in the comments below. Hey, I'll see y'all on the flip side.